If you look at the VC landscape today, you will see that venture capitalist firms are throwing money at projects such as Cursor, Manus AI, Lovable, Supabase, etc. And I've just made all of those projects completely worthless. Now, to understand why, you have to watch some of my other YouTube videos, but I basically made the superior AI-based no-code generator on Earth, and I've made it open source as MIT, under the terms of MIT, and you can therefore use it free of charge. The only thing I'm actually keeping as proprietary, because I have to, is the hyperlambda generator, the training material to that LLM. I had to fine-tune OpenAI GPT 4.1 Mini to be able to actually generate the hyperlambda code. I created almost 20,000 different hyperlambda snippets. I fed it. Now, the result of that is that all of these vibe coding platforms are going to collapse inevitably. Why? Because I don't have a business plan, and I don't intend to create one. I'm just here to destroy, really. And with destroy, I mean creative destruction, as in, you know, leveling the playing fields. But the AI needs a Linux, similar to what web servers experienced 30 years ago. And Magic Cloud is that thing. It is that project that promises us to be capable of managing and administrating these rich LLMs and super smart AIs that are ahead of us. And with GPT OSS, we can even host it locally on our own hardware in full privacy. And for that, for me, that's the victory. That and one other thing. You see, I've always been the underdog. My entire life I've been the underdog. Right? I mean, if I was in a meeting with people from Supabase or Lovable or Cursor or Manus or something, I'd be the bottom dog, the bottom feeder, according to their projections, right? So I just destroyed their companies. They're worthless now. Every single VC dollar pumped into these companies now is money down the toilet. Because everybody can go to github.com/poltergeist/magic and download an MIT fucking licensed no-code platform, host it on their own hardware in 5 fucking minutes, and have a better technical solution than what 30 million software developers could come up with combined. I win, you lose. So what did I create? Well, when we sell a cloudlet, this is what you get. You get a URL and a username and a password. When you sign in here, you log into your own private server. This is your server with your file system. You can see the file system in Create Hyper ID here, right? And you can edit files as you see fit, and you can even, you know, there are keyboard shortcuts here. It's an IDE, minimalistic IDE. This is never going to replace VS Code or Visual Studio or anything like that. You can visually design databases here, right? Here's the primary database the system is dependent upon to operate. And I can create new databases or create new tables or whatever. I can't do that in this guy, but I can create new tables here, for instance, right? And I can visually design this. I can execute towards any SQL, towards any database I have, and I can connect very, very important existing databases here in external by simply providing a connection string and a name. I can automatically generate CRUD HTTP web API endpoints based on the database using meta programming and scaffolding. I can generate an AI chatbot to embed on your website in like minutes. This was kind of like what I had to do to make a living, because nobody really understands magic, but they understand this, right? And they also understand machine learning, where you can edit your type. This is from a previous video, which I was creating completely with vibe coding. However, most importantly is this thing. I mean, you come here, you get a username, you get a password from us, and a URL. You log in, and you click the button. So let's see what clicking the button actually does. So the system can create new users and roles and files and list files, manage all files, everything like that. List functions, let's ask it to list all functions it has, and workflows. And basically I can do 50% of my job exclusively vibe coding. Now if I, for instance, say, okay, create auth endpoints now, then the thing is going to guide me through a workflow, right? Where it suggests database name and, you know, stuff like that. So let me see what it asked me for. The module database name you want to use. Of DB. So now what the system is doing, it's creating a register HTTP endpoint that cryptographically hashes the password in the database, then it creates a database. Then it sends an email to users registering where they actually have to verify the email address, right, in order to become valid users. You see, the system is self-correcting. Here it couldn't find the authDB module, so it created it, right? And then it starts generating the hyperlambda using the hyperlambda generator. Hyperlambda is my own programming language, which I had to make to do AI. Its main trait is that it produces 5% of the lines of code that C# or Python or other programming languages do. And now I'm done. I just created an authentication and authorization module as I was talking to you. offDB, here, register post. If I now punch foo var Thomas Hansen, I'm registering in the system. Right? I'm going to create SQL Studio, choose this database offDB, and I can see my record. And of course now if I had clicked on the link on the email that was automatically sent to me, then this verified column would turn from 0 to 1, allowing me to authenticate and log in and get a JWT token according to the specification of my workflow. What more can I do? So now what the thing is doing, it's actually making an HTTP invocation to me, returning a cat fact, right? I can do list modules. And then I can tell it to give me open API spec for number 3. I got an open API specification. I can copy and paste this into other vibe coding tools and use the open API specification as a foundation for generating front end if I wanted that, right? Or I could tell the thing to crawl website, scrape it for training material, end up with an AI chatbot, etc., etc. So the point being that backend software development, I now know with 100% certainty that I will, at some point in the very, very near future, be capable of reaching the point where you can dream up backend APIs. You don't even have to manually write a single line of code to accomplish what you want for the backend to do for you.